Ladies and gentlemen, YouTubers around the world, I have got a special game for you guys today. I'm your host, Nasty888, and we have got a game from the Outback Octagon 3 from Aussie Drongo's Outback Octagon. I just saw this on his YouTube channel, and for one, it was there were some issues with the game where they had to restart and switch streams, so the quality wasn't great. And for two, it was probably the coolest game I've seen so far in the Outback Octagon. So I was just really excited about it. I just had to bring it onto the channel, guys. So hope you enjoy it. Here we go. We're getting into it right away. So let's go ahead, take a look at our map, introduce our players, see what's going on. As you guys can see here, we're gonna go ahead and show you all the player names. I mean, I don't think any of these players need any introduction. You know, the name Farmers OP, I think that name is swapped from what I saw. So let me go ahead and look up real quick. That is Avely, I believe is the name. But everyone else's name should be accurate and they speak for themselves. Yellow is Louis, I believe. Yeah, Louis MT. That's the other one. I guess that's different. But you know, I was so excited when I found this game. I searched through some of the the players profiles, and I was having a hard time trying to find the game. But I finally found it looking up Vortex's match history. Fortunately, he didn't hide it or anything, and it was just sitting there. So we were able to find it through Vortex. So thanks to Vortex for providing this replay for us. And we see here these two players, Anatand and Louis MT, are going to be getting into it right away. So they're building right next to each other. This map, I believe it's just called Octagon Mega Random is the name of the map. It's a little different. So you can see like everything's kind of randomized, but there's like these the corners are unavailable for spawning in, which is kind of neat. A neat little trick there they've done with this, and a lot of the resources are kind of centered towards the middle, and random spots. Looks like pink is setting up over here, but the resources are. I mean, there's a lot of trees, but not much else, right? So Marine Lord, maybe not the best position in terms of resources, but he is pretty far off on his side. And looking at the spawns here, I'd have to say he's got one of the better ones in terms of just being on his own and being able to, macro up into a later position in the game, as well as our player over here, Baltoon. He is in a great spot for getting relics. Things are going to be looking good. So let me see if I can. So I can't speed it up without. What is the hot? Is there a hotkey for speeding things up? Maybe I can do it that way. Let's see. What would be the hotkey for that? Let me check my settings, guys, real quick. See if I have a hotkey for camera controls. Game UI. I guess. Oh, boot. Alright, okay. Camera observer replay. Here we go. So let me see. Control faster equals minus. Okay, cool. Let's try that. So I didn't want to show you guys the time stamp there. I want to keep that thing small. We can see all the players' names and their scores. They, of course, cannot see their scores in these games. So here we go. Equals, and there we go. Now that'll be a lot easier than trying to click the button. Nice little user interface you can see here that they've set up for the Outback Octagon. But, yeah, it looks like our player, Louis, is going to have a hard time getting food, but he does have access to a couple sheep he's bringing in, I guess. Those aren't his, that's somebody else, but he's got one farm back in this corner. He's been able to fit just a single farm there to get himself situated in this game, but he is kind of up against it here in the corner. Oops. As for everyone else, it looks like they're going to be setting up shop and not going to be having any issues, so we'll keep an eye on down here to see how this one goes. But he does bring home a few more sheep, so it looks like he's going to get enough food to age up. But how is he going to get his gold is the question. Oh, he's Roos. So as Roos, he's going to get gold from these animals. And he's going to get gold from this hunting cabin here, which is 30 gold a minute, which is a really nice position for a hunting cabin. So we shouldn't have any issues aging up there. That's pretty nice. Let's take a look from his perspective. What are the resources? I guess we can just check up here at the top. He's got his gold. He just needs to get his food income now. He's harvested a bunch of wood while he was short on food, but now he's got some food to harvest. And yeah, looks like we see some landmarks already going up. Pretty typical ones, no surprises here. Tower of Victory for our Delhi player, for Avili, I believe is the name. And we see the Kremlin already going up for Louis here. So Louis is trying to, he's trying to secure this position here. There's some berries, there's some stone that would be useful for him. And he wants to make sure he gets those, so he's gonna go ahead and, try to get that. But it looks like Anatan has something to say about that. He sends 6 vills, but Louis does have about 11 vills here, or he will have 11 vills now, with these other 3 more that have joined the fight. So looks like, yeah, some nice micro here. He saved that 1 vill that almost got surrounded here, and he's gonna get his Kremlin up, it looks like. So now poor Anatan's a tough spot. He did lose his shinobi that he made. He unfortunately now I think losing the shinobi doesn't really matter as much as actually choosing this landmark. He's not going to get free farm eco now, and he's going to be in a tight spot here. I think he was hoping these shinobis would pop off before the landmark went up here, but Louis is just too good of a player, and with this farm in the back supporting his food income, maybe that was just enough to set him over the edge to get that landmark up a bit sooner than Anatan had assumed that he would be able to. And with this hunting cabin as well, that fortunately there's just this little slice of space here for Louis to get into there that really helped him out. Anyways, let's go ahead and speed things up here as we get into this game a little more. Nothing much going on here. We see archery range coming down for Louis. Other players not really getting into anything yet. We got a nice little meditation gardens here for our blue player. He's got food, wood, and gold. Pretty good. Looks pretty nice. And what else do we got going on? Nothing yet. We got an extra town center coming up for Dimu up here. He's going for the 2 TC build, which is pretty good. He's got a nice little spawn here too in the French. He does have Marine Lord behind him, but I think he's got a lot of open space to himself up there. If we take a look around Demo's base, there's just tons of resources, relics, all kinds of good stuff. Now, let's see what's going to be going on here. So the archery range is up. Some archers coming up and shooting at these vills from over the trees here. But there is a tower up, so he's trying to defend himself. But he is losing vills here, so a couple of vills going down for our red player here for Anatan, and I don't think things are looking good for Anatan, man. Because he went for the Koka Township. Oh, we just some shinobis jumping on his archers here, and it looks like they're just dying. See, the shinobis just aren't a very good unit. This is gold that Anatan's losing for making these, so this is not looking good at all, I would say, for him. Anything else happening yet? We see Regnitz Cathedral already up for Baltoon, and Baltoon is going to be looking for relics now. So he picks up his first relic, his second relic. He's already got a couple. Very nice. What else do we have going on the map? We have a knight guarding a relic here. No one else has any relics yet, so he's the first one up, and Marine Lord right here as well. But Marine Lord is playing OOTD, so that means Marine Lord is playing HRE, while Baltoon's playing OOTD. And that means that Marine Lord should have gotten his pellets out on the map faster to get some of these relics. But I don't see him grabbing any relics just yet, so we'll keep an eye on that. See what happens with Marine Lord. I'm not sure what happened. I guess he had to build some walls, and maybe his pellets got picked off. I kind of missed that maybe. But we see another attempted steal for Baltoon, and it goes down. So looks like the Muslim Dimu is not going to allow for this relic to be taken. There is still one down here, so I'm surprised. I want to check Marine Lord's vision actually, because I don't know what he's scouted, and we see that he hasn't scouted too much of the map. He's missed these 2 relics up here, which are key, and so he should see this one though. I'm pretty sure. He scouted this one, and he's scouting it again. It's still there. So I'm not sure what's going on, but we do see now there's a big fight happening here. It looks like both these players, you know, are going for Anatan, who's stuck in between them. And yeah, it's just things are going from bad to worse for Anatan here. He's just getting overrun from both sides now. We've got B coming in from the left, and we've had Louis coming in from the right for quite a while. So we're gonna have to see who gets these kills here. It looks like we've got longbowmen hiding in the rams for now, as well as some hardened Lamitanai. So there's quite a bit here coming out of B, but they're all in feudal still. And we see that Baltune has now picked up 3 relics, and Marine Lord still doesn't have any. I don't know what happened. Oh, there we go. Marine Lord has his first relic on the way home now. So, but I think Anatan's gonna be the first one out of this game if I had to guess. It looks like there's some action going on here as well. Wow, there's a lot of Zuganus out. 30 plus Zuganus, 32 Zuganus versus the 28 archers. So we'll see how that trade works out. I think the Zuganu does pretty well against archers. Ineffective versus armored, of course, but they do well against ranged, I believe. Should be just fine. Maybe they're slightly outranged. We could check, I guess, what the range of that unit is. Let's see. 4.5 tile range against 5.0 tile range. So not much of a difference there. So you can't really outrange them. I think you just kind of keep moving forward after each volley, and you should be good with little micro. Now it looks like Anatan's about to go out of this game, so we're gonna see that shortly. Who is gonna pick up his king? His king is still in the town center. And the town center has not been upgraded. It's still the regular town center. He didn't get any stone this game. But things are just not looking good here. But yeah, I mean, he even pulled the vills here. Oh, the king goes up. There's like 20 some vills here for Louis, and he's gonna be able to torch down this outpost. So I think he's gonna pick up this king kill, unless these ranged archers can get it. Nope, it does go to Louis. So wow, nice. He did sacrifice a little bit for it, and we do have a fatal error. Whatever that means. So we're gonna go ahead and, oh crap, we can't actually watch this, guys. I'm sorry. Unfortunate. We're the same fatal error that what a rip. Maybe I needed to be observing for somebody else. So I'll try to get this replay working, and if we can, we'll continue this. Otherwise, I'll just cancel this outcast. Alright guys, so the only way I was able to get this to work was just watching the YouTube that Aussie Drongo posted. Unfortunately, I was able to avoid the scar error again by loading back into the replay, and but the problem was, what happens is, like, like the game stops moving forward at that same time point every time I load the replay, no matter whose perspective I watch from, no matter you know, who I load the replay from. I even found loading the game in from Avely's you know, match history, and that didn't work either. So yeah, hopefully this is okay. I don't know if this is allowed, but hopefully Aussie Drongo won't mind. We're just talking over his cast now. So if you guys want to watch it, you can probably just watch his cast. I'm not even sure if I'm going to post this now, but we'll talk about it. Looks like, you know, even though Louis was able to pick up that kill, get the first blood, which is great. You get extra points. It's also in feudal age for fighting. It looks like, unfortunately, he was run over by B subsequently after that fight, just because he'd been battling so long with Anatan. Now we have a bunch of rams being made, along with these Yuganus by Vortex over here. And maybe we can speed things up a bit. Yeah, I'll just go ahead and... The king is back here for... you know, he hid the king back in the corner, but it looks like he's going to come through and pick up that second kill. So 2 players already going down. It looks like we're about to see a third one potentially if this fight's queuing off. I don't know who's going to win this. We have a lot of Rams. We also have a lot of Juganus, so things are going to get pretty bloody here, it looks like. And we're going to skip ahead a little bit throughout this just to speed things up because I don't want to cast this game live like Drongo did. I just want to show you guys the highlights, but we'll watch the battles, of course. Unfortunately, we don't have game sound either now because I muted the cast so you guys can hear me talking over Aussie Drongo. I don't think I can use, I'm pretty sure if I used Aussie Drongo's audio, this would be even more questionable as far as YouTube's content policy, just, basically playing somebody else's video, so I don't want to do that. If there's, I don't even know if this, what I'm doing right now is okay, but I guess we'll find out. Yeah, we have no idea. So I don't know what's going to happen with this cast. Maybe we're just going to skip it altogether. But I really did want to cast this game, but there just didn't seem to be any good way to do it. It does like the Juganu are going to overpower these archers on the defense with all these rams, and unfortunately for Avely, he's going to be going down here to Vortex as the third player out of this match. He just picked up the kill there. And now we see we've got 5 players left. 3 have been eliminated. And 2 of the players in the match have a kill, and the rest do not. But we do see that Beltune has boost. Hopefully Aussie will swap over to a different player's perspective so we can see the scoreboard again, but in a moment. But we do see these are actually Imperial gilded elite men-at-arms here that our Beltune player is working with here. He's chasing after Orange's king, so it looks like there might be another player going out quickly here in this game because he doesn't really have anything. I believe B is only in, he is in castle now, not feudal, but I think he just got to castle. You can see, he invested a lot in that attack over there. He's trying to come home now. Or I guess, no, he's going over to attack. He's trying to pick off Vortex, or maybe he was heading over that direction in order to snipe who was it that got eliminated? Avely over there. Maybe he was hoping that Avely's king would be available for him to pick up one more kill before he himself got eliminated. But it looks like we missed we're not watching the king right now, but I think B is about to be eliminated here. His king is being chased down by Beltune. Unfortunately, we missed the king snipe there. And yeah, but Beltune does get eliminated. I'm sorry. Anatan does get eliminated, and now we have Beltune with the kill as well. So there's 4 players left, and definitely looks like Beltune is doing pretty well for himself, getting that very fast Imperial. He's got 4 relics compared to Marine Lord only has 1, and Liquid Demu actually has 3. So those 2 players are doing pretty well in this match. I would say Beltune just, he went to the fast Swabia. So he has the eco behind us. He has 107 vills. Marine Lord also has a lot of vills. I think he also went Swabia possibly behind him. The problem with Marine Lord's position is he just doesn't have as many relics as Beltune does. So both those players are going to be looking strong right now. Demu as well has over 100 vills. So he's also doing well. Vortex is the one who's kind of on the back foot here, still in feudal age. After that really committed attack into Avely's base, he's just way behind in this game, and these players smell blood in the water, and they're going in for the kill. So it looks like they're going to pick him apart, trying to go for this king. So we'll see who gets the king kill here. Obviously, I think these Juganu probably don't do hardly any damage to these knights and these men-at-arms, especially here. They're already bad against armored targets, and you can just see all them shooting, barely putting a dent in these men-at-arms because they're feudal Zuganus for starter, and second of all, men-at-arms counter Zuganu. So, not looking great. Even if you have just one of these players on you, I don't think he survives. There's just no way. He's in castle now. He gets his castle age up. But, as a Zuganu castle, it doesn't provide you any defensive landmark. And there's Jushi, no defense. So the king actually gets into the ram here, which is amazing. It gets into the ram and it heads towards this keep over here. Now this keep is not quite done yet, so we'll see This ram is also about to go down, so it's going to be a very close call here. The king, just barely gets away and sneaks into this town center while the keep is still being built. And it looks like, I mean, Baltoon does have a lot more men at arms. He's got the cannon. These knights, though, are kind of mobile, but it looks like Baltoon is going to try to deal with these knights and kill them all before he lets the king escape. So that's going to be a close one, but the king pops out, back in, out, and now the king is sniped. And it goes to Baltoon. So just barely, I think they're both actually swinging at it there. There were a couple knights left. Baltoon does pick up the kill, and so that puts him in the strongest position in this game. However, as I believe Aussie Drongo also mentioned in his cast, this is probably not the best position now. In it, when you're down to the final 3 and you're the one with, the extra population, that's kind of gonna, ring the bell, and people are gonna think, hey, let's kill this other player. Now, I'm not sure what the rules are exactly in Outback Octagon, but I believe that if the rules are the same as the other FFA tournaments I've seen, the players cannot communicate in game and form alliances unless in a situation where someone has Sacred or Wonder Timer, then they're allowed to team and communicate and coordinate. But I'm not sure if the rule applies here, and I believe even if it doesn't, even if there is a communication ban in effect for this situation, where one player has more pop, since that doesn't really count as a victory condition, I believe a non-verbal agreement, like just both focusing that player, will result in the same effect, and they'll both be targeting Baltoon. Just for the strategy of if we don't both focus this player, he's gonna win, right? And neither of us will have a chance. So we have another. It looks like we had another crash there or something, some kind of glitch. But we're getting back into the game here, and as you can see, Baltoon's trying to push out to attack Marine Lord. He's trying to fight one army at a time, but I don't think that Liquid Demo is going to allow that to happen. He's probably going to push in with his knights. We can see on the mini map they're coming down from the north side of the map. So things aren't looking too great here for Baltoon. He's basically up against 400 population against 300, because even though these players can't coordinate as well, they can definitely take advantage of their basically combined extra 100 population, right? So, and Baltoon, he is getting towards the supply cap, so things are looking good. But the problem here is he doesn't have any walls. As you can see, he is coming over here with one cannon, and there is a king, I believe, in that keep there. So he's going to try to work these walls down, but there are some villas in there that can repair. So only one cannon there is not going to be great. The king is actually in this keep right here. I didn't realize this when I saw it previously. So this is kind of dangerous, but he does have the emergency repairs going down, which is going to save it for now. And you can see there's plenty of spearmen, elite gilded spearmen coming out to help with that situation. But we just could see Baltoon's micro right here. It's just amazing how he's able to protect this cannon. Like normally, if this were me behind the wheel, I would definitely be losing that cannon very quickly, I think. But these pro players, they're on another level, and they're really good at moving small groups of units around and protecting their siege lines. So even though we only have one cannon here, which probably isn't quite enough, he's still protecting it. It hasn't gone down yet. He is losing some vills at home, so he's down to 82 vills. Very unfortunate. But we can just see that things are not looking great for our teal player, Baltoon here. He's kind of getting hit on both sides. He's almost been able to start scan. I think 2 more cannons here seals the deal, and he can kill the king here. But the fact he only has 1, just unfortunate. And he's slowly losing his army here, even though he can beat Marine Lord for the time being. Every fight he takes here, Marine Lord can reinforce. He can't, right? He has to protect himself from Demu's attacks at home, so he has to have an army at home, and he has no easy way to get reinforcements over to this side of the map. And even though the wall is about to go down, it doesn't look like he's going to be able to kill this keep. I doubt. Oh, even a rewall here for Marine Lord. Attempted rewall. I guess the cannon hit it once more, but now, yeah, there's just too many reinforcements here for Marine Lord. So Baltoon's going to get cleaned up eventually here. I think we're just about done with this attack. What's going on? It looks like Dim is capturing some sacred sites, but if you guys could, I wish I had control of the camera here. Unfortunately, I don't, just watching the YouTube video. But there's four sacred sites on this map. You can see about 2 in the middle, 1 a little farther south near Baltoon's base, and there's 1 like super far in the southeast corner down in it's where Anatan was spawned, basically. You know, like we saw the Kremlin go down in the beginning of the game, down by where Anatan and Louis were. There was another sacred site, so there's really no way to achieve sacred victory on this map, unfortunately, but or fortunately, depending on your point of view, I guess. But now we see, you know, Baltoon starting to get picked apart. He's down to 200 supply, and I think he's got something, a few units harassing, Marine Lord's base, but you know he's still got 123 vills. So I think this is kind of the part of the game where we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead a bit, because I'll talk a little bit about Demo's position here. So you can see Demo's stacking up a lot of resources. He's actually setting up trade. So there's 2 neutral trade posts kind of towards the middle of the map, 1 down in Baltoon's base and 1 in Demo's base, and he's going to be trading to the 1 in Demo's base. I believe from the cast it was about a 44 to 46 gold trade, something in there. But he is French, so he gets a little bit extra gold from that trade. So he's going to start slowly building that up, building up a bank, which is nice, and having a lot of free gold income on top of 3 relics. So Demo is going to have a great economy behind all this. And you can even see he's gone up to 160 vills off of a 200 supply cap. So he's going to be definitely banking a ton of resources here. He's not committing very hard into his army. He's just building a small army of knights that he can trade out and try to do a little bit of chip damage to his opponents. And I think he has another game plan. Either, you know, deleting all the vills, making a huge army, or, you know, the other play, which we'll get into later if it comes up. Spoiler alert. All right. So Baltoon's trying to set up a better defense for his king, but I mean, what he really needs is walls around his base, and he doesn't have those. So unfortunately, yeah, he's just slowly getting picked apart. His supply is never gonna reach cap again. It doesn't look like the players are both, you know, working hard here. But Baltoon's hand cannons are a lot stronger than as the OOTD player versus Marine Lord. So Marine Lord is gonna be struggling with that. However, with Demo coming in to his base, he's just gonna start cleaning him up, and you know things aren't gonna go too well for Baltoon, you know, with these constant run-bys into his farm line. He really just needs some walls, right? Some walls against knights. I mean, the walls aren't really always going to, you know, be a deterrent when people start making siege. But, you know, Demu here has not made any siege. He's only done knight run-bys this whole game. He's never invested in any siege. He's never just buying time to force Demu into that transition to get some siege will give you time enough to like make a play on the map, I think, and Baltoon just hasn't done that. He doesn't really have much stone right now, to be fair, but I think he probably could have not built those walls in the back of his base. He could have maybe not had an extra keep, or he could find some more stone. There is some stone to the north that he hasn't mined yet. He could and towards the middle, which is to be fair, is contested right now, so it probably would be hard to mine, but he could also trade out some of his other resources for you. I mean, he doesn't have much of a bank at this point. He can't even supply a cap. So I guess at this point, there's really no way for him to get stone walls up. But I think previously in the game, right after he eliminated, who was it? The Vortex. Yeah, right after he eliminated Vortex, I think was the time to consider putting those walls up, because you know you're going to be focused at that point. And I think there was definitely enough time there for him to get those set up. But now we just see things are progressing poorly. He's trying to defend his base. He's getting hit on both sides. He can't defend both fronts. So we can go ahead and skip through some of this here as Baltoon gets picked apart. The inevitable, you know, will eventually happen, of course. unless you know, some other play supersedes that. But I don't think Demo Marine Lord. Marine Lord also has a little bit of a bank, but not as nowhere near as much as you can see Demo in the top side of the screen. 12k food, 8k wood, 16k gold, and 10k, even 10k stone. Wow, that's a lot of stone. I guess he's mined out all the stone on his side of the map, so you can guess the play that's coming with that much stone. But you know, we won't try to spoil too much here. Now, Baltoon is still slowly getting picked apart. There's really not much to see here. We're gonna skip ahead and try to get into the fun part of this cast. So Demu is setting up another keep. This obviously for French, you need the keep for protection, so that's what this is going to be for, but also we're going to serve another purpose, I believe, later in the game. We've got a bunch of Vills trying to survive here for Baltuni, but he's down to 99, so he's not too bad, but you can just see he can't get either his Vill count above 100 or his army count much over that either. He's just really struggling to do so with both of these players on him. And his income just isn't going to be, even with the 4 relics, you know, if you're losing Vills on top of that, it's still too hard. Just too much up against you here. And a lot of hand cannoneers. Let's watch that real quick. Actually, this is actually kind of a cool, maybe we can backpedal there. There we go. See, nice micro there. Those very fast attack speed OOTD hand cannoneers doing very well. And yeah, we're going to skip ahead some more as the inevitable continues to play out. But now we see that Beltune is actually, his supply is increasing. Both these players have given him some time, some room to breathe in terms of letting his army supply increase. So he's got a pretty big army now, 167 supply. But I think you can just see that even giving him a little bit of breathing room, he just can't get, you know, into a situation where he can fully defend himself, as Demu is going to be sniping these siege as they pop out. And then the big hammer coming in from Marine Lord on the right side is just going to be a little bit too much for Baltoon. Some nice hits with the mangonels as well. And yeah, I mean, he might get pushed back again, but I think this is pretty inevitable at this point. You know, losing more and more Vills now, down to 75 Vills for Baltoon with no bank. It's just not looking good. And we can't really see a way out for him at this point. I think the huge mistake, as Aussie Drongo did point out in his cast as well, going for that king snipe. And I think I still would have taken, I mean, you always want to take a king snipe when you get it, for the most part, right? I feel like it's something I definitely would have tried to get. I wouldn't have let Demu have it either, but unfortunately the way it played out here, right? I don't know, like, you know, you never know what or which player is going to be, you know, who's going to be targeted. You can try to like hope that, you know, Marine Lord's going to fight Demu if you let him have the kill, but it's possible he just focuses you anyway, right? So you don't want to just necessarily throw away a chance to get ahead. So I think for me, the bigger mistake is not getting the walls up, which is a problem that I actually have in a lot of my games too. So I can definitely not fault Baltoon for making this mistake, being a little too greedy and not building the walls right away. But yeah, we see he did try to do a little snipe into Demu's base, but it did get cleaned up eventually. And now, once again, you know, he is holding on the right side as well for the moment, with these amazing hand cannoneers doing God's work over here. But the writing's on the wall. The supply is down below 200 now, and there's just not much hope for Baltoon in this game. I keep saying that. I know. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just a little frustrated right now, obviously, because I can't control the replay. I was hoping to show you guys a higher quality, higher resolution version of this game, but you know, it is what it is, and we'll have to make do, right? You know, sometimes the game bugs out. I guess it's something to do maybe with the mods that we're using for this map or for this game. I had to download a few mods, and you know, I'm guessing that's what caused the error, but who knows, right? Like, it would be really nice, man. I would really love for Relic to focus more on like quality of life, bug fixes, user interface, observing things, sacred site timer for replays, stuff like that. You know, make the replay system more clear, easier to access. I mean, it's great that I can find these replays. I can already find them, you know, and watch them in some cases, uh, which is great, which is, you know, a huge feature to have. But I was really happy to see that. But there's just things that are just missing, and they just for years, right? Like we really need some improvements to the interface here, and instead their main focus is I guess their focus is, you know, is limited. They don't have enough resources to really uh, focus in on this game, just because maybe because the player base isn't as large as you know they'd want it to be, and the resources allocated to developing and improving the game aren't as much as you'd see. But we did get confirmation that a new DLC is coming next year, so that's great news. I hope after that DLC we'll see more focus on this, or I hope it does it, you know, as well as the last one did, and you know people will start playing again, and we'll have like actual quality of life improvements. But I'm just rambling at this point. We see Baltoon's final battle here. Well, he's backed up to 250 supply, so he's really holding on for dear life. Those 4 relics really coming in clutch despite his low build count, and the power of the OOTD hand cannoneer, of course, also coming into play here. But eventually, oh, he's down to 140 supply. This might be the final fight. So here we go, guys. This is the end. Who is going to get Baltoon's king is the question, right? Both these players at only 200 supply, so they both really want that king kill. And we do see Demu even trying to poke around and look for the king, but with those small amount, I think one of the mistakes that Demu is making here is he's still on 148 villagers, which I mean is great for your bank, of course, but you know, in terms of securing the kill onto Baltoon and making sure you're the one that gets the king kill, it's not the right play, right? Like we want a big army to come in here, make sure those knights can get us around on the keep and get that king kill, but he just hasn't committed. He hasn't been willing to delete his villagers. He really wants that bank, which, to be fair, is important for the play that he has in mind too. So he just made a decision to do something. And looks like Marine Lord doesn't quite have enough money. Wait, let's go back and watch that again. It says 8,000. He has. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong player. So he almost has 8,000 stone, but his wood count is not quite high enough to get a wonder. And we know that Demo at this point is just waiting for Baltoon to get eliminated so he can drop his own. And what we're gonna see here, who's gonna get? So this is the last landmark, I believe, getting emergency repaired here. The king is still in that keep over in the corner, though. So Demu has completely retreated, it looks like. He sent his knights back to his base. Maybe he's not aware that a snipe is imminent, but he does have a few knights down here, so he's going to notice it now. Marine Lord is here, and the king is over there. But, you know, Demu doesn't seem to be making a play for it at all, this is part of the weirdest part of the game for me, which I didn't really understand. I mean, maybe he doesn't think he needs it. But it is, I think, going to still be helpful, even if not for yourself, to deny your opponent, because that's a 100 pop difference, right? Like it's not just the 50; it's 50 for you or 50 for your opponent. So it's 100 difference if you look at it that way. It's going to make a huge difference in the battles to come. But he does throw down the wonder. It looks like Marine Lord tried to throw down his own wonder, and he decided it wasn't going to go up in time. Realized that, wisely saved his money, so he doesn't, you know, completely go bankrupt here. He's going to have a bunch of resources to work with. And he did end up going over and sniping. Well, not yet. See, that's the thing. The king is still here. Demu had a bunch of knights in play, and he still does have a bunch of knights in play. And he never made the play for that king. And now Marine Lord is going to be, I think he just sent like 2 hand cannoners over to go and deal with it. And now Demu is going to miss out on that because he's just bumbling around in the middle of the map for whatever reason, not really doing anything with his knights. And there we go. King goes down in Marine Lord's favor. So now Marine Lord is 50 supply up. But and he does have a bank, so he can reinforce, get a pretty big army here. But even despite throwing down a wonder, Demu also has a really big bank. He's had this trade in the middle all this time. He's got quite a few traders going now. His gold income is still 1,300, and he's got a really huge 20k food and wood bank. Even still got some stone in the bank here because of his relics, right? And the tithe barns. So let's take a look. So Marine Lord has picked up some relics now. He's up to 4. I think he took some from Vortex. Vortex had four of his own. So he took a couple from there, and maybe he'll get even more. But right now, it looks like a counterattack coming through from Demu, which is good. This is a great thing to do while you're, you got to wonder up and play. If you can put your opponent on the defense, that buys you even more time, right? So he's going to come through here. But once again, he still has over 150 villas and only 200 supply cap. So these knights aren't actually as many as you would expect. And also, they can't break through the wall because Marine Lord has wisely hid his king behind a keep and walls. So there's no siege here to help, and all these spearmen are here now. So once again, Dim is going to be losing out knights, trading out his knights for some spears. These spears are obviously not as good as the ones he traded into earlier, but there's still a lot of spears there, so he's going to have to back up. Meanwhile, Marine Lord is pushing through the middle of the map, looking to get through, because basically there's probably 2 ways that Marine Lord can win here. One is to kill the king, right, and the other one is to kill the wonder. And even then, killing the wonder probably not necessarily. I mean, if you get all the way to the wonder, I guess it's assumed that you're going to win the game, right? Like, you probably have destroyed Demu's army enough that you're going to win from there. But there is a timer, right? So we got to consider that. We can't see the timer in this interface. Even this nice Outback Octagon interface that we have here, it doesn't show wonder timers, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll get some notifications as the time ticks closer. And we see that Marine Lord's even building a keep in the middle of the map, trying to secure this area and knock down Demu's production here. And there are some landmarks here for him to take out, but the king is all the way in the back corner, and so is the wonder and the last landmark. The king is in the red palace in the back top side of the map. So it's a lot of space that Marine Lord needs to push through. And once again, Demu is still he's a few villages have finally gone down, but we're still looking at 136 villagers. He hasn't deleted them yet, so even especially with the extra supply, Marine Lord's easily able to push through here. Man, I really think Demu could have done a better job just being a little less greedy here with the villager count. This point, it probably makes sense. He's out of gold. Okay, so he spent most of his gold now. A lot of hand cannoneers coming through. But he still has 2,200 per minute, so we still have the trade route in effect, but it looks like Marine Lord's pushing up towards that trade route now, so we'll see if he realizes that Demu's trading as he passes by. He probably will see these traders here and realize that he needs to do something about that. Some more relics dropping onto the ground. Demu's losing his relics, so his gold income is going to be damaged a bit here. And you can see there's way too many spears against this pure knight composition that Demu's running. Even relics already being stolen by Marine Lord, but the problem for Marine Lord is he can't undercut Demu in a sacred victory just because there's too many sacred sites to consider, and he definitely knows that, especially with, he does have a lot of gold, so he could build like a bunch of keeps and walls around the sacred timer, but I don't know what the timer is at this point, unfortunately. I guess we could have gone back into the game and seen when that wonder went back, but I'm not going to do that right now. I think we're probably guessing we're about 10 minutes or so, probably around the time you would need to undercut at this point. But Demu still has control of 2 of the sacred sites, so I don't think Marine Lord's going to be able to undercut him on the sacred. And even if you did, all Demu would have to do is get some units on to buy time, right? Even if it was that close. So he's not going to be able to do that. Looks like we see some interesting. We see some keeps over here on this side too, protecting these landmarks and production buildings. But it's not going to be enough. Excuse me, guys. We see that Demu is being pushed back. He's going to start having to rely on his production in the back of the base as these landmarks, production buildings go down here in the middle. But it looks like, so one clever thing that Demo did here, which I have to really give him props for, is there was another trading post, an even more lucrative trading post to the south now that Baltoon's been eliminated. And because Marine Lord's in his base around this current trade route, neutral trading post, he's very cleverly rerouted all his traders to that other trading post, which is out of the line of fire for Marine Lord's pathing right now. So Marine Lord won't pick. It looks like he's not going to pick up on that. And that's going to allow Demo to maintain his gold income, which is the one income right now that's really suffering, or the one bank rather that's suffering right now. So we'll have to see how that plays out in this game, and I think it's gonna help out Demo quite a bit here. But now Marine Lord has to push through the next set of walls, and there's quite a few mangonels and springalds here, so things are getting a little bit dicey, right? But there is still the supply cap advantage, and now Demo is being pushed back, and these units have to go through a single gate, and they can't all fit at once. So some of the siege is being picked off, and we just see Liquid Demo starting to fall apart. But there are, I believe, some keeps just to the north of the screen. We can't see them yet. Oh, the cat wants out. All right, we'll let her out while we continue this cast. So, sorry guys. Marine Lord is now pushing up into the base, but Demo still has quite a fortified position here. He's got a couple of keeps, which we haven't really seen yet. But he's busting through the walls here, and he does have some springalds in the back. So if he can use these springalds to snipe out the siege here and keep the bombard count low enough, I think he'll be okay. But it's going to be close either way. Finally, Demo's villager count has gone down to 99. I mean, you do, now that you're out of resources, you do actually need some vills. So, not out of resources. I guess he still has trash. He could still make trash units, but the gold is pretty low. I wonder if he actually has vills on gold at this point, because I don't know if the trade is going to be enough. Strangely enough. But he also needs a big army. He needs to be able to deal with these bombards, and we see the keeps are starting to be knocked down. So, but he's got a nice little position back here with his keep and his springalds on top, pushing those bombards back. Marine Lord is down a little bit. He's down 50 supply now, so he's pulling back, wisely regrouping his army, so that he doesn't continue to get snowballed here by Demu's army. And yeah, it looks like he's going to retreat a little bit more. Some spears coming forward to help protect the bombards and the culverins from the retreat path here as he regroups. And it looks like, yeah, he's going to fight right here, and this will be the next push. So, but now Demo does have quite a bit of springalds here and mangoes behind the wall, which is great. There's a lot of bombards still here, and they're just going to blast right through that wall, destroy everything in their path. And now they're going to be focusing down some of this. I don't know what happened. Okay, so there's still a couple of springalds on the left side. It looks like maybe a couple got picked off. And there are, I guess it's not showing us how many springalds there are left over, but hopefully he's got some more rally, because he's going to need them. Marine Lord pushing forward, breaking through Demo's defenses here. There's one springald left. It looks like only one. So he does definitely need some more of those if he wants to keep holding here. But he is running both players pretty low on resources now. We see Marine Lord has deleted a lot of his own vills to max out his army, but maybe a little bit too soon. Maybe having the opposite problem that Demo had earlier, with too few vills now to maintain the eco that he needs. The food getting a little bit low here, and he's dropping down 120 army supply. But Demo only has 88, so we'll see here. We're down to the last couple, like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, I think, on this Wonder victory here. So things are getting down to the wire. Marine Lord's completely out of wood. He's got 1,300 food, but Demu's also out of food. Both these players burning through their banks very quickly, trading over and over again. And we can see there are still some reinforcements coming in from Demu. Marine Lord didn't bother to clean up all the production on there because he was on such a tough timer that he didn't feel like he had time to probably clear out all the buildings that Demu had built. He had quite a few down there. So he just made a straight path through, but now Demu's actually sending some reinforcements, it looks like, from that direction from behind as well. So those reinforcements are kind of they're not really massing. It seems like they're all rallied up here, so they're not doing too well. We're not getting an angle on what's happening, but it doesn't seem like they're amounting to much. There's maybe only a couple of production buildings left down on the bottom middle of the map for Demu. But now we've got the final push here. I think we're down to like 1 or 2 minutes left in this wonder victory situation. So Demu is really struggling here to push through. Sorry, Marine Lord is pushing through, and it looks like he's actually going to make Demu retreat. So Demu's army count is down to 94. He's retreated to these keeps wisely, but there are a lot of Springalds back here. So as long as he snipes these bombards, he should be in an okay spot here. Like obviously Marine Lord can't break through with Spearmen alone, right? He's going to need some siege to get through the keeps and especially the walls, right? The walls can't even be targeted by the infantry, so those are going to go down pretty quick. We do have the trade still going on. I mentioned really good play, really clever play by Demu there to keep that trade rolling and keep the gold income up, because he's definitely needed that gold. He's been spending all that he can. But now we see, these Springalds got pushed back a little bit too far. The bomb mods are able to come forward. I think it's the tree line there that's okay. He can kind of shoot through the trees, I guess, but maybe he lost vision there a little bit. The Springalds weren't able to hit. They had to retreat a little bit because the infantry pushed so far forward, I guess was the reason. And the bombards are going down. I can't see it on the bottom side of the map. Is there any bomb? Okay, the walls do go down though. So if the walls don't get rebuilt there, I think Marine Lord can push through there with his infantry and start focusing down that red palace, which is one of the stronger keeps in the game. So it won't be easy, but he does have a little bit of siege coming up behind this, and we're now down. We've got to be in the last minute or so of this wonder victory, and maybe I'll post that in like the description below on like the timer here. What the situation is, but this is actually the last. Even though Demu is trying to evacuate his king, he maybe has forgotten that this is the last landmark in the game for him. So if this goes down, he will be eliminated, and he's pulling forward this field, maybe realizing at the last moment, but he is eliminated, and that is the game, guys. Sorry the casting situation didn't work out. It didn't pan out as I hoped, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways, and feel free to, of course, watch, obviously. I'm sure maybe you guys have already seen this on, Aussie Drongo's channel, but definitely check him out. And we will catch you in the next one. Peace.